Well, speaking of the next election, in an often already crowded ballot paper, it looks like you'll have a new choice. Several people, including former footballer and now restaurateur Paul Dimartina, businessman Bill Lang, and Moreland City Councillor Oscar Yildiz have joined together to found a thing called the Victorians Party. Oscar Yildiz joins us right now. Oscar, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tom, to you and your listeners.
Well, thank you for joining us. So, what does your new party stand for?
Oh, look, the three key values that this party stands for, Tom: honesty and governance, integrity in those that who we will represent, hopefully, and fight for the freedoms of the Victorian people, and also performance. We want to make sure that the Parliament and hopefully our members are performing to the KPIs that will be set.
Because, I mean, honesty and integrity aren't the first words that come to mind when people think of politicians.
No, look, Tom, to be honest, I mean, we didn't have to think too hard about that, because the people around the table with this party, they're the key things that they stand for as people in their businesses and what they do. And we've been talking to a lot of people, and I'll tell you what, people want change. People are disenfranchised, they're disenchanted with the major parties, and it's clear that they want a new voice, and we're hoping to be that new party that comes into the elections next year.
Are you going to be the leader of it? Like, let's say you got a majority of seats, which might be unlikely. Would you be the leader and therefore the premier?
Gee, Tom, that's that's an interesting question. Look, one thing about this party is we're above egos. We want to ensure that there are certainly no egos in the party. There's no arrogance. There's no sense of entitlement. Myself and the key people that are behind this party, we haven't even spoken about who the leader will be. But at the moment, on the spokesperson and Bill Lang and Paul Dimartina and Ingrid and a number of other people, we're all in this together, and we're all a united group.
Now, would you see yourself as a sort of a centrist party? I mean, Bill Lang's a businessman, Ingrid Maynard, another founder, a businesswoman, Paul Dimartina, footballer and restaurateur and critic of the government. You, on the other hand, I think were perhaps identified with the Labor Party. So are you sort of in the middle of politics?
We definitely are. We're a central party, so we're not left or right, and we've got no party affiliations. We haven't done any deals. I can tell your listeners right now, in terms of being transparent, we're definitely not going to do any deals. We're not interested in doing deals. So this party is really about being transparent. It's about being a party for the people. It's a party that's going to represent the people, but it's elected by the people, and we're hoping that our members will shape the party going forward.
It's been reported you'll run candidates in every seat. Is that every lower and upper house seat?
Yeah, so 88 lower house seats and 40 upper. We're hoping to run candidates in every seat in Victoria in the next state election. And look, standing candidates, in both houses is something that we've been talking about, and these will be ordinary, hardworking Victorians motivated solely to represent the interests of all Victorians.
Where's all the money coming from to put all this together? Because, I mean, to get 128 candidates to market the party, I mean, all that sort of thing, it takes money.
It does, and look, it'll come from ordinary, everyday Victorians, the hardworking people of this state who've been forgotten by the political classes, and we're hoping to be their voices, as I mentioned, and these are people that have been ignored by the ruling classes. But, Tom, there's 600,000 small businesses in Victoria, 1.4 million in staff, and then you've got, that's, out of the 3.6 million voters, 1.4 million of them are small business owners, and if 10,000 of those people donated $1,000 to the party, there's $10 million. So yeah. We're looking for support, and we'll hopefully attract that shortly. And I'll tell you what, in the last 24 hours, we've had not hundreds, we've had thousands of people, honestly, Tom, come forward and say, we want to be a part of this party. And our membership already, we put the website out pretty much this morning, and our membership's just, it's counting, and it's free to join.
Okay.
At bigparty.com.
So it's free to join, but you want people to donate money to you?
Yeah, I think that'll come later.
Right.
But what we want to do initially is we want to listen to the members. We want to actively listen to what they've got to say. As I mentioned, this party is about people. It's not about power. It's not power over the people. We want reform. And I'll tell you what people are telling us. They're telling us they're sick and tired of the political games. They're sick and tired of the parties wanting to build their own empires and MPs working for themselves, not serving the people of Victoria.
Okay, well, let's say you reckon your natural constituency is disaffected and upset small business people and their employees. So doesn't that perhaps imply that your party would attract votes more from perhaps the Liberal direction than the Labor direction?
Oh, look, I think a lot of the dissatisfied people come from Liberal and Labor. It's not necessarily, the Liberals or Labor. Even the Greens, we've got some people that are saying that they're dissatisfied with the Greens Party and they want to join our party. But, obviously for us, certainly our policies are going to be around supporting business, but better healthcare, better education, better transport, better roads. There's a range of things that our party wants to will stand by in terms of what our policies are, but there's more to come.
What about preferences? Have you thought about that? Because the thing about minor parties is that the chance of winning seats, obviously, especially at the start, is low. But if you attract enough votes, it's where you preference those votes. So have you thought about which of the two major parties you'll preference first?
Well, we think it's probably better that we preference on a seat-by-seat basis, and any decision with preferences will be based on candidates who put Victorians first. We're not interested in backroom dealings or preference whisperers. We're really not interested in doing dirty deals done dirty cheap. We're not interested in that, Tom. Oh. So it is not about taking votes off any side. This is generally about people that want to do the right thing by the Victorian people.
Have you personally been booted out of the Labor Party now?
Absolutely not. No. I look, just for the record, I resigned from the Labor Party back in 2017. I sent the party an email and I said I no longer want to be a part of it. And and many others know, in 2018 I ran against the Labor Party Member of Parliament. So I don't think, and again, there's no bad blood there. I ran against Labor and I want to move on from that. But I'm not a part of the Labor Party. For people to think that because I'm a Moreland City Council, I'm still involved in the Labor Party. Even when I was a Labor Party member at council, I rarely voted on party lines. It was always about the residents of Moreland. And going forward, that's the attitude we're going to have. Whoever runs in whichever seat is going to be there to represent the people.
Okay. And finally, the name of the party, Victorians Party, so it's the party that belongs to Victorians, correct?
Yeah, look, it's the plural. It's the plural of Victoria. So this is a party and hence the reason why we want ordinary people to join the party, because this is a party for the people, and it's the plural of Victorians. So this is a party that everyone can be a part of.
Okay, but will you stick an apostrophe in there, because technically it should be Victorians with an apostrophe after the S, because it's plural possessive. Have you thought about doing that?
We had honestly a discussion about this, and we all agreed that we would leave it at Victorians. But the key thing I want people to know is that it's the Vic Party. When we are out there marketing the party, it'll be the Vic Party, and it'll be vicparty.com. So I encourage people to please go on there, have a look at the key things that are on our website, and would like to ask people to please join our party.
Okay, and it's vicparty.com, correct?
That's correct, Tom.
Right, Oscar, good to talk with you, and let's make sure we keep doing this in the lead up to next year's election.
100%. Thanks, Tom, and I really appreciate your support.
It's a pleasure. Oscar Yildiz there, former Mayor of Moreland, currently a Moreland City Councillor, but now he started this thing called the Victorians Party. I know I'm being petty about the apostrophe, but the Herald Sun's already stuffed it up. Their headline writer wrote Victorian apostrophe S, which implies that it's a party for one Victorian, which I'm sure is not what they want. Anyway, well, there you go. They're a centrist party. Oscar's a former Labor member. Bill Lang and Paul DiMartina and Ingrid Maynard, the other founders, are all business people. I don't know who they vote for, but they're business people. So it's a party for you. It's about honesty, integrity, no egos and no deals. 133 693. Do you like what you've heard?